You're listening to Thunder and Lightning on SuperTalk Mississippi, covering Mississippi State sports like nobody else. With Sports Talk Mississippi's Brian Hadad and Robbie Faulk of On3 Sports. Now get ready for Thunder and Lightning.
This is Thunder and Lightning here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Brian Hadad and Robbie Faulk here with you on a Monday morning. Thanks for joining us here at supertalk.fm or wherever it is that you get podcasts from. Appreciate you guys out there, our great listeners, especially our servicemen and women out there taking care of us. I want to thank our sponsors over at Strange Brew Coffee House and Churn and Spoon Ice Cream. Start your day the right way with a trip to the drive-thru over at Strange Brew Coffee House here in Starkville or at Brupolo over in Tupelo. Be a little weird, Robbie, if Brupolo was in Baptist Town.
Be a little weird. That could literally be just about any town in Mississippi.
So Baptist Town may have the highest celebrity to population ratio I've ever seen, because I don't know what the population of Baptist Town is. It's just a neighborhood in Greenwood, right?
Okay.
But that's where Morgan Freeman and Robert Johnson were born and raised.
Really?
Yeah, so
jeez,
pretty good. If you could only get two, you did pretty good there.
You have God and
a guy who sold his soul to the devil.
Of the blues. Yeah, that's true.
So you got both sides of the coin there. Wherever you are in our great state, you can enjoy Strange Brew Coffee each and every morning. It's just a click away at strangebrewcoffeehouse.com. The Mississippi Beef Council wants to remind you that beef, it is what's for dinner. If you're cooking out this weekend, nothing beats the sizzle of beef on the grill. If you are looking to get out there in the heat and make it even hotter with the grill fired up, throw some steaks on the grill this weekend. 4th of July is coming up. That is one of our great grilling holidays. I hope that beef will be on the menu for freedom. Beef, it's what's for dinner, thanks to our friends at the Mississippi Beef Council. College Corner, collegecornerstore.com is the place to find the maroon and white merchandise that you are looking for. Everything maroon and white, everything with the logo that you want, the state script, the interlocking, the M over S, it's all right there at College Corner. Haven't heard what their 4th of July special is going to be yet, but I'm sure they'll have one, and I'm sure I'll tweet it to you. Check it out today, collegecornerstore.com, where there are 2 locations in the Jackson area, Ridgeland by Fleet Feet, Flowwood by the Half Shell. Restaurant Tyler is Starkville's flagship restaurant for lunch, dinner, or Sunday brunch. The best meal in town. It's going to be at Restaurant Tyler. If you want to have a great meal this week for lunch, I cannot give you a higher recommendation than to go see our friends at Restaurant Tyler and get the blue plate. Get yourself some catfish, some fried chicken. Just go off the beaten path a little bit. We never talk about the fried shrimp. Who doesn't like fried shrimp? They're good. Great vegetables, great cornbread. It's everything you want in a southern lunch right there at one of our favorite restaurants. Restaurant Tyler. Priority One Bank, 16 locations to serve you throughout central Mississippi. Let PriorityOneBank.com be your guide to show you not only how they're going to help you invest and manage your money, but how they're going to help you prepare for the future. Now more than ever, when you have questions about your money, you need answers, you need them on your schedule. You need a bank that provides a level of service that you're only going to get. Priority One Bank. Let Priority One Bank make you their priority. A little inside baseball, a little spoiler alert here. Robbie is actually going out of town on Sunday afternoon, headed to Greensboro, North Carolina. Is that correct?
Yes.
For the convention where he will be receive his award as the Mississippi Sports Writer of the Year. That is awesome. Great to hear that, my good friend. Congratulations again to you. I know we've already wished them to you once, but you can't ever get enough of the accolades that this man has earned. So we are recording. It is 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Yes, that rarest of birds, a Thunder and Lightning recorded on a Saturday. Usually that only happens when there's like big breaking news. Don't worry, there isn't.
Thank God.
Let me ask you a question, because I've been thinking about this all week, and we're going to get to use one of our favorite analogies. If I was going to shoot you in the head, would you rather me just knock on your door and shoot you in the head, or would you rather me text you on Thursday, hey, I'm going to come shoot you in the head on Monday?
I'd rather you just knock on my door.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Just let it happen. We don't need this. I don't need 5 days of crap. I didn't need it. I could have just lived with it. If we just woke up on Monday morning and Ace Reese is in the transfer portal. Okay, that sucks. I'll get over it. Instead, I got 4 days of whining and crying and thinking about it. Still not there, though. Ace Reese, as we record. Now, look, if Sunday happens and he changes his mind, he goes in the portal, I'll re-record this, and you may never hear this. May never make the light of day. I don't know. But as it sits right now, Robbie, you and I think, are both, I mean, at worst 51-49 that Ace Reese will be at Mississippi State next year. I'm probably a little better than that. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like all of that's calmed down a little bit, and it doesn't feel like at any moment this is going to happen like it did a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
I guess you could say
Thursday.
A friend of ours posted this first on, I believe, both message boards. We're not going to out who it is.
One of my favorite GIFs is Burt Reynolds just walking away from the explosion. That's what this was. He lit a match and just turned around.
Which he's done before. And
that said, this is a person, and we're not doxing here, but he would have some connections. He would know his way around the baseball program.
And I 100% believe him talking to other people. 100% believe what he said. And he felt like this was something that was going to happen pretty soon. And I think that there was some concern that it was going to happen. Some high-level people at Mississippi State were notified that this was a possibility. It could happen. And it could happen at any moment. And until the portal closes at 11:59 p.m. on July 1st, or I guess it would be 12 a.m. July 2nd, whatever. Until that happens, I'm not going to feel 100% confident on Ace Reese. I'm just not. I mean, this has been a situation that has been behind the scenes brewing for the last couple of months, maybe even longer. There's been teams that have been trying to get Ace Reese in the transfer portal now for a while. And one of those teams, I don't think this is any breaking news.
We're not speaking out of school here.
Is LSU. LSU wants him to get in the portal. LSU wants him to come to LSU. And this is just the nature of it. It's not an LSU thing. And Mississippi State's not the only team that gets players tampered with, but that's what's happening in this situation. I think there's been some back channeling communication with Ace Reese and his family about coming to multiple schools, not just LSU. I think Texas was a team that was trying to make that happen. I think Tennessee was a team trying to make that happen. And he turned all that down earlier this month whenever he announced that he was returning to Mississippi State for another season. And with that came a deal that Mississippi State had put in place, or the Bulldog Initiative or whatever. That was a very, very sweet deal for Ace Reese that is part of this whole thing prior to the House settlement of kind of getting money to these players before they have to go through the clearinghouse or whatever.
Right.
And so Ace Reese right now has a deal in place with Mississippi State that is going to be very difficult for another team to pay him with the way that the House settlement has come along and the revenue share. Now, there's teams that could make that happen, I'm sure, under the table. Let's just be honest about how that stuff works. It worked like that for many years. So, I mean, I'm sure they could get that number or whatever. But from what I've been told, there was initially some conversations about Jake Gautreaux joining the LSU staff in some capacity, whether that be assistant coach. I think it was more of kind of an analyst role or something else that wasn't just like an assistant coach role. So that was something that I think had kind of hit the wire as a possibility and had really amplified that possibility for Ace Reese as well. And now it appears with Jake Gautreaux to Eastern Carolina, that's not happening. So I wonder I don't know if that was going to happen or if that was just something that could help entice Ace Reese. I don't know. But as we sit here right now, I have not heard anything in the form of Ace Reese hitting the transfer portal, Ace Reese going to LSU, anything like that. I think there was a lot of smoke behind that, but I don't think, as we sit here, that there is anything imminent. Mm-hmm. And as you said, I mean, it could happen at any point, but I'm just not hearing that right now.
It would have been something after all the crap that Gotro has taken over the last 4 or 5 years for him to be the reason that Ace Reese would leave Mississippi State. That would have been a tremendous comeback for him in that instance, as much as it would have stung Mississippi State. So, as we sit here today, and guys, we've been through these things before, right? Things are always fluid in the transfer portal. There was a time we felt good about Keyshawn Murphy staying at Mississippi State. There was a time we felt good about Kevin Coleman staying at Mississippi State. They are not at Mississippi State any longer. So, we'll continue to monitor things of that nature. But as it stands right now, Mississippi State will likely have Ace Reese back. Could change tomorrow. Could change. Hell, could change before we get done talking here on this podcast. We shall see. In the coming in variety of the transfer portal, Mississippi State welcomed a big recruit this weekend in Davion Hickson, the pitcher from Rice. I know it's one of those things, Robbie. It's like I know State needs to get some more lefties in the pitching staff, that they don't have enough. But at the same time, if they're just going to load up on talented right-handed guys, I don't have an issue with that. I know that at the end the numbers will work themselves out. We had some reports on the On3 message board, those psychopaths you were talking about, guys going out to Dudy Noble last night and getting a look at the festivities going on. Looks like they put on a big show for Davion Hickson.
Yeah, and I don't know what the number is of like lefties. Is there a rule book of like
you need at least probably like three? Three would be good.
I mean, I get it. I like having the different matchups and stuff like that. But if you're talented, you're talented.
Yeah.
If you stack enough right-handers, I'm sure that would work too. I'm not saying just have a roster of nothing but right-handers, but I think State can survive. I would like to have one more lefty just to mix it up, but I think State's going to be okay. I think they're going to have enough talented pieces that they will be okay. I don't know what the number should be that you should have lefties. I mean, the State's had a lot of lefties before and they just weren't any good. So just simply having left-handers doesn't really mean anything. But you can't have enough talented pitchers. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what Mississippi State is doing right now. They're trying to load up on as many talented pitchers as they can and let the chips fall.
Yeah.
And Hickson is one of those. And obviously a draft-eligible guy, probably a draft risk for sure, a guy that could go in the draft. But at the same time, it's a nice fallback option. And this is a guy that Mississippi State fans saw earlier this year, as we mentioned the other day. They saw him earlier this year in a game, and I thought had some really good moments in that start for Rice as the season went on, was really good. I think that this would be a tremendous add for Mississippi State as a potential starter. He's a potential back end of the bullpen guy, whatever they want to do with him. But you cannot have enough talented pitchers on a staff, and that's essentially that you're putting yourself in the position now where you can't lose, especially on the right-handed side of things. If they do lose a guy or two in the draft, they have someone else that's going to step up. It looks like they're going to lose Landon Harmon, I imagine. Jack Bauer's probably going pro. Ben Davis has pulled his name out of the draft. That's a big plus.
Yeah.
So State, just about everybody that they're rolling out next year is going to be somewhere from 92 to 97. And that's pretty good with some good secondary stuff and with a pitching coach that we've seen develop players into really good pieces. You start taking some guys that can throw mid-90s, high 90s. You start getting them confident. You start getting them in the strike zone. You really have a dangerous pitching staff, and that's the hope here for Justin Parker. Is he just has enough talent in there that just about anybody he throws out is going to be able to get people out in this league. And Hickson's certainly one of those guys I think can do it.
And then another name, and this one is a left-hander, Dylan Loy, the reliever from Tennessee. Pete Nakos tweeted out an article earlier today that Mississippi State heavily in the mix with him, along with LSU and South Carolina. No offense to South Carolina, but if you're telling me those are the three teams, I would tend to think it's between Mississippi State and LSU. This is going to be the Reese thing, and this battle here could be a really good litmus test of Mississippi State is all in on baseball. Because if they can win both those battles, if they keep Reese and they get Loy, that's a real shot across the bow that, hey, Mississippi State is going to be a player going forward.
Yeah, and if you get through this with Ace Reese and LSU, you've essentially beat them twice for this guy, and that is a big time recruiting win for Mississippi State, even with a guy on their current roster. And I think that cannot be overstated. But this is definitely a guy. You talk about wanting lefties. I mean, this would fit the bill here. And he started a game last year. I think the word's been that he would like to be a starter. I don't know what Mississippi State's plans are for him, but he was pretty good at Tennessee. I mean, this is a guy that didn't really want to lose. 6-0 in 2 years, 54 appearances in 2 seasons with a 3.22 earned run average. 21 strikeouts and 64 in the third innings. I like that. 73 or 24 walks.
Yeah, 24 walks. I was like, I don't think that's right. Yeah,
I really like that. A 187 batting average against. I mean, this would be a tremendous pull for Mississippi State.
Any of those Tennessee power arms are going to be guys you want to bring in for sure.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. It's weird.
They've had probably more transfers than anybody else.
I think they are number one. I think they have 26 guys in the portal, and something like it's not. It's like 17 or 18 of them are pitchers.
And it's like that raises some antennas because it's not like South Carolina. I get South Carolina's got to get rid of some of those guys. Mississippi State had to get rid of some guys.
Right.
But you don't have a coaching change. The team wasn't putrid last year. So
that's my word. That's mine.
Why is this happening?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And the pitching staff especially, I mean, I don't think their staff was they weren't great this year, but I didn't think that they needed a massive overhaul. So this definitely, I mean, you had one of the best pitchers in college baseball, Liam Dole. I mean, that a 406 earned average. So that they didn't need a massive overhaul. So yeah, I have no clue what's happening there, but State's a beneficiary of this with a guy like Dylan Loy, who had one of the lowest batting averages against on the roster. That's strong. So like Liam Dole had a 184 batting average against. Loy had a 180. So now he pitched 60 something more innings, but
still, yeah. I mean, the numbers are still very, very good. So
yeah,
we say looking to close strong. Portal ends at midnight, basically on July 1st, going into the 2nd. So today is the 28th. The 1st is Monday.
Wednesday.
Right? Okay, so yeah, the portal ends at midnight on Wednesday. So if you haven't seen anybody say Ace Reese is in the portal at that point, now you know how that works.
It could happen. I mean, he could have already put in. I don't know, but I mean,
that's what I was about to say. It's like, sometimes that stuff gets delayed, and you find out a couple days later. It's all about when you file.
But it's really kind of like I feel like it would be a lot louder right now, and I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
that is coming. And another thing to consider is he's now with Team USA in North Carolina. There's not a lot of downtime. I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you don't feel good about it until somebody asked me the other day, how do I feel? I will not feel great about this until the portal closes. And I mean, the thing is about Ace is like, he really hasn't given us any reason to be super concerned. He hasn't entered the transfer portal. He hasn't pretended that, he's looking around. I mean, he came out a few days after the season and said, coming back next year.
Yeah.
He's told everybody behind the scenes he loves Mississippi State. He wants to be here. So it's like it's not like Ace has really been a guy to give you a lot of pause for concern this is going to happen. But anytime you have a player this magnitude, he's playing the Cape Cod League, which is it's really dirty when it comes to that stuff right now with tampering and players recruiting other players. Like it's a rough place. and a lot of people get plucked from there into the transfer portal because coaches go up there and recruit. It's just, getting him away from that environment for the duration of the transfer portal now, and then closing on Wednesday, he's still going to be up there and carry. That can't be a bad thing.
No doubt. Yeah, it's all about making his options. This sounds bad, but making his option is we said, like you said, there's not a lot of free time when you're with Team USA. Whereas when you're up there with the Cape, I mean, you're just hanging around, and it's a little different. So it's a storm Mississippi State has to weather. I will say that. There is no. You can't tell me on one hand that we're all in on baseball at Mississippi State, and this is going to be something we're going to put a lot of focus and an effort and money into, and then lose your top player. Those two statements don't jive.
Well, I don't know what else State can do. I mean, he's getting paid a tremendous amount of money that I don't know if LSU is going to be able to pay him with the current setup. So, if he leaves you
and I both know that there's ways to get money to people.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to LSU if that happens for money. I think he's going to LSU because they just won a national championship, and they have 8 to Mississippi State's 1. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, if LSU wins a battle over Mississippi State for someone, that's not a big, that's not a big surprise to me.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
I'm not excusing it, but I feel like every time we have a conversation about somebody entering the portal or something, it's always about getting outbid. And that's just simply not the case. We talk about nuance in conversations all the time. Like it's not the case.
But to me, this is
always about money.
This is one where you've got to make it about money. You got to make this guy.
Did.
That's what I'm saying. If you got to go up, you got to go up.
That's it. And I feel like people are already setting up. We always talk about this big time program. Well, that's what they did. They got their All-American. They pulled a power move before he could enter the transfer portal, and they gave him a Godfather offer that locked him in immediately. So they did make it about money. They did make it. They've already proven that. So at this point, I'm not sure what else they can prove to him is what I'm saying. If he goes to LSU, it's going to be for reasons beyond money because he's making more money than 98% or more of college baseball. So Mississippi State's done their due diligence. Mississippi State's done their work. If he goes, it's going to be because of something else.
We shall see.
Hopefully we don't
see. Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's move into the rest of the show. That's brought to you by our friends over at Two Brothers Smoked Meats in the heart of the Cotton District and the Older Brother, also right there in the Cotton District. 2 of our favorite places to go grab lunch or dinner. If you're going to be in Starkville anytime soon and you want to grab a great meal, not a good meal, a great meal, both of those places should be on the agenda. Two Brothers Smoked Meats, the home of smoked Southern soul food. The Older Brother, the home of the fancy sandwich. But their dinner menu is very fancy as well. So if you want to go grab something, I've seen their dinner menu, guys. They got stuff you can't get anywhere else. It is a very unique and exciting menu to go check out. Head to the Cotton District next time you're hungry to Two Brothers Smoked Meats and the Older Brother. Great products, great service. Every business likes to promise it to you. They deliver it to you at Advantage Business Systems. That's what they've been doing for 50 years. When you need technology for your business, give Advantage Business Systems a call. If you need service on anything they've sold you, guess what? You get to talk to the same guy. It's not a 1-800 number. It's not a call center. It's not on hold 45 minutes. It's not a out-of-state technician. It's not a week to 10 days later. It's a Mississippian talking to a Mississippian, and a lot of times, because you're in Mississippi, they can take care of you the exact same day. So make that happen for yourself. 601-362-9192, or visit them online at absms.com. Find out how Advantage Business Systems will help your business do business. If you're looking for Mississippi State gear, football season, 9 Saturdays away from the start of the college football season, 10 Saturdays away from the first college football game here in Starkville. Don't show up in that old, beat-up 2012 Banner M Polo. It's time to upgrade with a trip to College Corner. College Corner has the best selection of Mississippi State merchandise in the entire city of Starkville. They've got everything you're looking for, maroon and white. Stuff for your house, your car, your tailgate. It's all right there. They've got the interlocking. They've got the state script. They've got the M over S. So get it. Use our promo code to save in-store or online at collegecornerstore.com. No, it's not College Corner Store. maroonandco.com. It's Thunder 15. 15% off regular price. Again, in-store or online. Next time you're going to be at the game. Did I say College Corner at the beginning of this?
You know, I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you.
We may have totally screwed up.
This is all on you. This is why I stay out of this.
It's on me.
I stay out of the ad reads a lot because if you say something dumb, I don't want to be in.
You don't want to be. Yeah, I get it. I understand.
You might be playing Zydeco music in the background.
Hey, ixnay on that. Hey, careful. So this is why you got to be careful. You have two merchandise guys. We are talking about Maroon & Co. Thunder 15.
We love them both.
We do. Thunder 15 at Maroon & Co. and in maroonandco.com. Go on from there. I guess Robbie is not going to be in the yard this weekend because he's got to get ready for his trip. But when he gets back next weekend and that grass is high,
I will be Tuesday. When I get back from that trip, first thing I'm going to do is hop on the lawnmower.
Well, I'm just saying maybe you should wait. Just let it get up a little bit. It'll be all right. But before you go to Scruggs to pick you up that brand new John Deere commercial mower, they've got a great deal waiting on you, Robbie. My friend Jonathan Skinner has told me, he's like, you tell Robbie to come see me and we'll put it all together for him. Along with you talking about wanting to get a grill too. He's got you taken care of. Everything you need for stuff around the house and out in the yard. If you're a gardener, if you are a lawnsman, as Robbie is, if you are a cook like I like to be, whatever it is, if you got projects to be done around the house, everything you need is right there at Scruggs Farm, Lawn, and Garden. All right, so what we thought was, since Robbie is not going to be here for our show on Monday going into Tuesday, I'll find a guest host for that one. I thought we'd let Robbie go ahead and do the SEC. We'll do our SEC preview for the week today, and that's the Oklahoma Sooners. Coming off of a 6-7 season, nothing impressive about them last year. Kind of interesting how, Jeff Lebby struggled here, but they struggled without Jeff Lebby in Norman. Jackson Arnold wasn't the answer for them. Now he's off to Auburn. John Mateer, the new quarterback, and Ben Arbuckle, the new offensive coordinator, both coming from Washington State, where they put up huge numbers. I just don't know about this Oklahoma team. Let's just get into it here. They start the season off with what should be an easy win, Robbie, when they play Illinois State. Then one of the most intriguing games of the season. Two powerhouse programs that completely underachieved a season ago. Oklahoma will host Michigan. Michigan coach Sharon Moore not suspended for this one. He is suspended for, I think, 3 of their first 4 games, but not this one because he is an Oklahoma alum. So they're allowing him to come back and coach in this game. Isn't that nice?
So strange.
Yeah, well. The winner of this game is going to feel
picking
really
and choosing rules is so weird.
I get it, man. It's Michigan. What can you do? So as I said, the winner of this game is going to feel really good about where they're going in the 2025 season. The loser is going to have a lot of questions to answer. I think Michigan will be that winner. I have them winning the game in Oklahoma.
I strangely have more faith in Sharon Moore than I do Brent Venables as a head coach. And I don't have a ton of faith in Moore. But yeah, I think
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
I think I would side with Michigan right now.
All right. So 1-1. We're already off to a bad start here for Oklahoma. They have one of the weirdest games on the schedule when Oklahoma travels to Temple in week 3. Why?
I mean, I would love to take a trip to Philly.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand. It's like State going to Boston to play UMass. Like, I don't understand it. But they're going to win that.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree that they will win. So they'll be 2-1. Then they host Auburn. Now, Oklahoma was able to go to Auburn last year and win that game. Great storyline here with Jackson Arnold coming back to Norman. The loser of this game is in super trouble. Mm-hmm. Super trouble. Because you think about with Auburn, I don't think we've done them yet, Robbie, but I have them losing their opener to Baylor. So the loser of this game would be 2-2 in all likelihood, and season basically over for two teams that, whether or not they want to compete for the college football playoff. 2-2 this early in the season, it's not going to happen for you. I think that 2-2 team is going to be Oklahoma. I have Auburn winning this game.
Yeah, Auburn's got the sure thing on defense. I think their defense is really good. The offense is the question. There's still some question marks with Oklahoma. Venables is now taking over as play caller, like he wasn't involved in that initially. Jackson Arnold coming back. I might go Auburn too because Jackson Arnold's going to be juiced up, ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Auburn's defense is going to be really good, and Arnold's going to be ready for this game.
Yeah,
that's tough.
2-2, 2-2 for the Sooners. Off week, host Kent State. Here we go, Robbie. Texas in the Red River rivalry.
Texas.
At South Carolina.
Ooh, I'm going to go Carolina.
That's a tough one, right? I'm agreeing with you. They host Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, a young quarterback going into that environment, but
could be tough. But I mean, also you say going into that environment, Robbie, if they're 3-4, what is the environment?
Well, their fans are. I think their fans will still show up. But
yeah, I don't know, man.
I think I can't today predict Oklahoma to win this game.
Yeah, at Tennessee.
Ooh, Tennessee.
So we've got them 3-6 right this second.
Yikes! And then they got to go to Tuscaloosa.
Here's the off week. Do you just fire him then? Can I get another bye week firing? A byring, if you will.
A byring.
Then they go to Tuscaloosa for what, Robbie, Alabama's going to want to kill Oklahoma after what happened to them last year.
Yeah.
I think this could be a big result for Alabama, like a 30, 40-point win.
That's probably when they fire him after that one.
Yeah, I could see that. They host Missouri. Strangely enough, Robbie, I have Oklahoma winning this one. I just couldn't get behind 3-9.
Yeah, I
had to find another win. This was the one.
At home, yeah.
Yeah. And then they play LSU at home. They'll lose that one. I got 4-8 and Venables out.
Woo.
That's tough. Last year I had them, I think, 5-7, 6-6, and I was really close. I just didn't believe in them. I don't think that program was ready for this jump to the SEC, and it's showing. So the Sooners, they'll be on the coaching block. Let's do what have we not done yet? We'll do Auburn next week. We just mentioned them.
Sure.
All right, we'll talk about the Auburn next week. All right. Robbie out for our next podcast, but we will have either I'll be by myself or we'll have a guest host. We'll see what happens. And then Robbie back. He'll be back in time for the rumblings with us on Wednesday. Guys, have a great Monday. Back with you on Tuesday for Robbie Faulk. I'm Brian Hadad. Thanks for listening to Thunder and Lightning here on SuperTalk, Mississippi.